Connected Leadership: How to Build a More Agile, Customer-Driven Business by Simon Hayward Book Review. Hello friends, today I'm going to review the book Connected Leadership: How to Build a More Agile, Customer-Driven Business by Simon Hayward. Difficult times. Today's business leaders often borrow a military term to characterize the current business environment. VUCA, that is, volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. Rigid management methods will come to grief in such an environment. No one can predict the future, but trying to sort out your company's future challenges becomes increasingly important in the face of the sweeping changes now rewriting the social and business order. Consider these wrenching upheavals since 1995. Several economic recessions, disrupted relationships between consumers and organizations. The tidal wave of social media, demands for greater transparency and accountability, and the onslaught of newer and better technologies. Within this confusing context, empathetic leadership that shares power is largely replacing old-style command and control leadership based on big personality leaders. This marks the end of the hero approach that worked for CEOs like Jack Welch of GE and Steve Jobs of Apple. Connected leadership. Today's connected leadership draws on the strengths of already developed leadership models, including servant leadership and ethical leadership, as defined in the 1990s. It marks a natural progression from the distributed leadership and complexity leadership of the 2000s. Distributed leadership set forth shared decision-making within an overall framework of coordinated activity. Complexity leadership charged modern leaders with making their organizations as agile as possible to survive in the winds of the VUCA environment. Agility connotes the ability to adapt quickly while remaining true to your firm's core processes. The tried and tested approaches to leading and managing the business, driving growth and keeping performance on track are proving to be less and less effective. Complex interconnectivity is the defining characteristic of the modern economy. Individual business systems connect to each other and then connect to their communities, which connect to governments, which connect to individual citizens, who connect to other citizens across the globe. This heavily connected global marketplace demands connected leadership. The greater the complexity outside your business, the simpler it needs to be inside in order for you to manage your way through this environment effectively. Organizations must adapt to compete within this massive, multi-layered, interconnected economic web. Actions in one node of this network affect the other nodes in a never-ending tidal wave of cause and effect. Leaders must extend their focus from their individual organizations to strong, richly textured, connected assets, defining and achieving connectivity. The Oxford English Dictionary defines connected as conjoined, linked, and related. The term suggests being open, receptive, giving, in tune with others, and having potential for sharing and communication. While connected leaders are well entrenched in the systems that govern business, they also are objective observers who can analyze the system around them with sound judgment in search of advantages and collaborations that benefit their organizations. Connected leadership is a framework for social and political leaders to use to consider how to lead effectively in this complex environment. Connected leaders are attuned to events and processes in their own companies and in the world at large. They are alert for trends and upheavals that will influence or affect their organizations. This extended awareness and sensitivity enables connected leaders to make the strategic decisions that guide their companies through the churning waters of the modern global economy. Creating a sense of purpose and meaning attracts talent to an organization and encourages existing colleagues to give their best on a day-to-day basis. Connected leaders need a varied set of skills. They must develop self-awareness and learn to listen and communicate well. They mentor promising up-and-comers. They embrace constructive dissent while encouraging workers to express their ideas. Connected leaders are role models of ethics and morality. They exercise humility. They don't give pat answers, and they try to ask smart questions. For connected leaders, actions count more than words. These leaders derive their influence over the people they lead through positive interactions, not through issuing commands from up high. The point of connected leadership is to build connected organizations. Aspects of connected leadership. Build connected leadership through 5 interrelated factors. Purpose and direction. Companies motivate their employees by pursuing a principled mission, a purpose that transcends simply making money and provides the sense of significance that anchors an organization's efforts. Companies should be in business both to make the necessary profit and to fulfill a higher purpose. This clearly delineated mission motivates and helps retain employees who want their work to be aspirational and to have meaning. If we want a great culture that leads to great employee and customer experiences, we need to manage it with care. To illustrate the difference between a firm with a purpose and one without, consider 2 banks. The first believes its mission is to protect and build its clients' financial assets so customers can achieve their financial dreams. The second believes it is in business to make money and maximize profits. The first bank's purpose will motivate employees, the second's will not. Overall leadership capability, which becomes an asset of your business, is more important to develop than individual leaders. Connected leaders must articulate their organization's why, its reason for being. The people in a company must know why it exists. For connectivity, the leader must involve the firm's employees in helping define, support, and maintain the organization's purpose. Your purpose must closely align with the promises your customers expect your firm to fulfill. Connected leadership means combining purpose, direction, and values to serve your customers. Involve them via surveys, social media, and other research. Behavior begets behavior, and if you want collaboration and mutual influence to pervade how your business works, you need to demonstrate collaboration and being open to influence by others. As with any change effort, getting your employees to accept the philosophy and strategies of connectivity will be a challenge. Don't expect to accomplish this transition overnight. Authenticity. Most employees will commit themselves to leaders who demonstrate ethics and base their actions on positive moral choices. Connected leaders promote their values so they become integral to the firm's culture. The values you promulgate aren't necessarily the cliches listed in the printed values statements pinned up on the bulletin boards at your offices. Your values must be specific to your company and authentic. They should represent how things work around here. Customers want instant responses to complaints and questions, an immediacy that the hierarchical command and control models can rarely deliver. Trust is an essential foundation for a values-based culture. Build trust among senior executives, between management and employees, and between the company and its customers. According to research reported in Psychology Today, 40% of employees surveyed believe their managers don't keep their word. More than a third claim that to avoid embarrassment, their managers pass the buck and blame others when mistakes occur. People typically want to know that what they do at work has value and meaning and is something of which they can be proud. Employees don't feel this way about leaders who have strong values and promote fairness. Research indicates that such leaders nourish a positive culture and inspire engaged, productive employees who seek responsibility and strive to do their best work. Devolved decision-making. Leaders who share power enable those who work closest to the customer to make decisions that serve customers and position the company for greater success. To enable employees to react positively to client needs, the CEO and other senior leaders must create clear guidelines for when and how frontline staff members can make decisions. Some executives will need to overcome some reluctance to share authority in order to achieve the greater good of having frontline staff connect productively with customers. To enable this transition, leaders must be adaptable. At the heart of the culture challenge is trust. Trust between colleagues, between senior executives and colleagues, between customers and companies, between society and companies. Delegating decision-making gives your staff members the ability to provide a more differentiated customer experience. Devolved decision-making empowers employees, thus boosting their engagement, commitment, and ability to act. Shared decision-making helps your firm give customers what they want and need. Your frontline personnel understand your customers better than anyone else. For devolved decision-making to work, you must give your employees the process, information, and coaching support they need to make smart, customer-focused decisions. Then allow them to exercise as much flexibility as possible in resolving customers' concerns. They are also positioned to listen to your consumers. Your clients can teach you what they want your firm to be and what they think it should produce. Being an effective and authentic leader requires a good degree of self-awareness, which is part of what we now call emotional intelligence. Letting your employees take immediate action keeps your customers happy. Devolved decision-making works only in organizations with a robust operational system and a strong core direction. In such firms, every employee understands the organization's purpose and identity. Collaborative achievement. The management trend in recent years has been for companies to form work teams to increase productivity. The rise of teams mirrored the diminishing role of traditional command and control. This cuts across your company's functions. For instance, you shouldn't focus only on customers at the expense of your supply chain. Self-awareness means being honest with and about yourself. That is the first stage in reaching a better understanding of your relationships with different people. Teams rely on collaboration among members. Such teamwork brings members together in a shared, sustained effort to achieve a common goal. Established teams have a better track record than ad hoc groups of talented employees. To promote collaboration, embrace these objectives. Creating the right collaborative climate. Develop an atmosphere of mutual influence. Make sure your firm focuses on its customers and their interests. Building strong teams and inter-team working. Hold regular team discussions. Manage team conflict constructively. And focus your teams on their projects and goals. Enabling teams to work for the greater good. To support strong teams, administrators must supply clear direction, strategy, purpose, and values. When you build collaborative culture, you encourage mutual esteem across departments and between management and employees. Agility. In today's anarchic world, no business can afford to function as if one size fits all. There is no typical customer, supplier, or stakeholder. To manage in a VUCA environment, organizations must be agile so they can adapt to rapidly changing circumstances. Agility inspires effective innovation. An agile, flexible firm supports a learning culture that encourages employees to share knowledge and learn from each other. Open, transparent, and trusting relationships are the fundamental enabler for the successful and connected organization. Functional flexibility creates and nourishes an atmosphere in which your company and your staff become willing to experiment and to learn what works as a result of trying different approaches. Agile organizations seek new and better ways to do their work. They don't fear the failure of worthy experiments or new methods. Firms need this level of flexibility to meet changing customer expectations and technological innovations. Adaptation includes the flexibility to cope with constant change in your market and the broader world. An agile company should work to become a complex adaptive system with the ability to cope with market, supply, and consumer changes. Being that agile isn't easy. It calls for adapting to your circumstances while remaining true to your primary plans, goals, and strategies. Connected organizations include as many employees as possible at every stage of the journey toward greater connectivity. Explain its meaning and importance to every member of the workforce. Leaders who don't make this transition have two problems. They're accepting poor performance and they're stuck in a change-averse mindset that can't escape the status quo. To create connected organizations, connected leaders must engage managers and employees on the levels of self, team, and organization. Promoting collaboration and connectivity within your organization depends on 4 factors. 1. Strong leadership. 2. Involved line managers. 3. Employees who speak their minds and offer new ideas. And 4. A belief at every level that the company lives up to and honors its public values and ideals. Takeaways. Today's leaders and organizations operate in a volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous VUCA environment. This environment calls for connected leadership that shares power and agendas. Connected leaders understand events and trends in their organizations as well as in the outside world. Connected leadership depends on 5 factors: purpose and direction, and the organization has a clear strategy for achieving a goal that transcends profit. Authenticity. Leaders are open and honest. They're admirable role models. Devolved decision-making. People who are closest to customers have authority to make decisions. Collaborative achievement. The firm focuses on teamwork, not traditional command and control. Agility. The company is flexible and adapts well to changing circumstances. Connected leadership creates connected organizations. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe this channel for more videos.